Have you ever looked at the predictive text bar on your smartphone? You type a word, and it suggests the next one. It feels convenient, but simple. Now imagine if that simple autocorrect tool had read every book in the library, every article online, and endless conversations from across the internet. That is essentially what a large language model is. At its heart, technology like ChatGPT or Gemini is a prediction engine. It does not think like we do. It does not navigate a web of memories or feelings. Instead, it calculates the statistical likelihood of what comes next. When you ask it a question, it is not looking up a pre-written answer in a database. It is building a response, piece by piece, in real time. Think of it like a very advanced puzzle solver. The model looks at the words you provided and calculates, out of thousands of possible options, which word fits best in the next open slot. But it is not just picking the most obvious word every single time. If it did, its writing would sound robotic and repetitive. Sometimes, it picks a slightly less likely word to add flair or creativity, mimicking the way humans vary their speech. This relies on what we call parameters. You can think of these as billions of tiny internal adjustable knobs. During its creation, these knobs were turned and tuned to map out the relationships between words. It learns that king is to man as queen is to woman. It understands these concepts not as definitions, but as mathematical coordinates in a vast map of language. So when you chat with an AI, you are essentially navigating this massive map, following the path of highest probability. This distinction is crucial to understanding why these tools are so powerful yet sometimes surprising. They do not have a concept of truth in the way a human does. They only have a concept of what is likely to be written next based on the patterns they have seen before. It is a mirror of human language, reflecting back our own patterns with incredible accuracy. It absorbs the structure of how we speak, write, and communicate, and then replays it back to us in a new synthesized form. Now, you might wonder how a computer learns these complex patterns. It goes through a process called training. Imagine sitting a student down in a library and forcing them to read for thousands of years. But instead of just reading, they play a massive game of fill in the blank. The system takes a sentence from a book, hides one word, and tries to guess it. If it guesses wrong, it corrects itself. It does this billions upon billions of times until it gets really good at guessing boundaries, grammar, and style. This is how it learns context. Context is the ability to understand that the word bark means something different if we are talking about a dog versus a tree. The model looks at all the surrounding words to figure out which version of bark fits the mathematical pattern of the sentence. This ability to pay attention to different parts of a sentence at the same time is what makes modern AI so fluent. It remembers what you said at the start of a paragraph to make sure the end of the paragraph makes sense. However, this reliance on patterns creates a quirky side effect. We often call it hallucinating. Because the model is just predicting the next word based on probability, it can sometimes fluently state something that is completely false. If you ask for a biography of a fake person, it might invent a very convincing one, because the pattern of a biography is familiar, even if the facts are not there. It prioritizes the flow of language over factual accuracy because it does not actually know facts. It only knows how sentences about facts usually sound. So the next time you use an LLM, remember that you are not talking to a conscious mind. You are interacting with a sophisticated mathematical model that has mastered the art of conversation by studying the digital footprint of humanity. It is a tool that organizes information by predicting the next piece of the puzzle, one word at a time. It creates a seamless experience that feels like magic, but is really just math. It is a testament to the power of probability, showing us that with enough data, a machine can learn to mimic the most human trait of all language: